Hey, following up the video on permaculture fallacies, is it too lush? I've decided that I need to replace some of the trees and bushes that I put in initially and replace it with more productive species. This video is going to talk about some of those changes and investigate how we do it and why. Okay, here's my helpers. They're working and they're going to help me start this process. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to take out this Virginia creeper, and it's very beautiful. It's got fantastic color in the fall, and it's very beautiful in the summer, as you can see, arching down. But it takes up a tremendous amount of room. It extends into other trees, and it is just too vigorous for what I need. So we're going to remove it. Actually, I'm going to cut it at the roots, and I'm going to remove a lot of this foliage. But I am going to leave some of the vines because they're well linked into my house, and use that as a trellis for either grapes or Arctic hardy kiwis. I haven't decided yet. So this is one thing we're going to do to start. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this hawthorn. This hawthorn has been great. It's really taken off. From a couple years ago, I pruned it back heavy because it had apple cedar rust, and it's just extended. It's like tripled in size. But you can see in some of those leaves up there that the cedar rust is coming back, and it's just kind of an annual thing. It's a problem that I don't want to have to deal with.
Hi, Grandpa.
Hi. So here on this leaf right here, you can see some of the cedar rust. And down here, it's just, it's a problem, and it affects other trees too. So what I want to do is take this out, and I want to replace it with a persimmon or one or two persimmon trees, which I think should be hardy, and it will provide a whole new crop without this pest problem. The issues I have is these 3 columnar blue spruce. They've done fabulously well. They're in the southwest corner of my property and forming a windbreak for the whole yard. But I've got a gate in behind and no way to get to it. So I'm going to put in a little pathway here, maybe. Debating whether to take out, remove that easternmost columnar blue spruce, or just trim off some branches. So I think we'll start with trimming. Here we are, the cutters hard at work. We're creating a pathway to the gate before we cut the trees down. All right, drop that down. What's the pathway look like now? Oh, it's not too bad. Okay. The helper is doing the Virginia creeper. Come on, knock those things down. Yeah, pull it out. Got it. All right, we're making a dent, a very small dent. Look very different. But, in 2 years, it'll grow back. It'll be even better because you can sit here and you can just, I think I'll have some green grapes today. You just pick them right off the vine. Pretty nice, huh? Wouldn't that be better? So I get shots of it down below. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at, we've got a pot. I discovered a pot. A hanging basket. It was covered up. Oh look, I discovered a little hummingbird house. Okay, come on, pull. Pull, pull. Oh, let's see, come on. I bet you guys are strong. cleaning up all the little green tendrils. Oh my goodness. It looks very different.
I like the way it was before.
Well, it was very beautiful. Right, it was. But sometimes you have to take a step back before you can take 2 steps forward. And that's what we did.
My favorite path is the road. Ow! That's not.
Okay, pull it out.
The beautiful path. My favorite path. Yeah, my favorite. I have to do it. Oh, no, we're gonna clear it. No, God, there's nothing left. Oh! Oh! I think that's it. Down. Holy cow, this is holy cow. I want to go over some gorgeous rocks. We don't need to do that sharper section. Oh! There's a spider! I cut. Papa, can I cut?
No, I'm doing it.
Papa, can you cut this here? Thank you. Cut now. Can you cut this part and this part?
Now, by cutting these things out, it's going to allow other things to grow up and be much better. I'm going to replace it with some other cool things.
And can you tell us what some of those cool things might be?
Well, Arctic kiwi or grapes. That's what's coming in. That's what's going to go in here. So, I don't know, maybe grapes. I haven't decided for sure.
Maybe you could try one year and the other the next.
You gotta make a decision.
Papa, can you cut this part? Cut it out. I'm gonna go get Grandma.
Okay, let's see. What have we got? It's my workers. Oh my gosh, look at that. My garden just grew. I got all this space now. So I'm gonna put some grapes in there and that'll be fantastic. Okay, talk about a transition. Totally changed. Open up lots of space. This is the Hawthorn tree. The last little remnant. I'm going to get that down and then also dig out. So, as you can notice in the background, open up a lot of light back here. Oh, there's my helper. I've totally decimated that hawthorn and that Virginia creeper. And look at, it's opened it right up, totally transformed. I can actually see the sky out there, which is nice. And yeah, I got a lot of work to get this chopped up into the compost. But this is called permaculture transition. Going from, there's my big helper, going from pioneer species, getting a good soil established, and we're going to put grapes in here and persimmons in the background. So be wonderful. Okay, let's look at the results of my work. Okay, wide open. Hawthorn tree is gone, providing much more light around to the side. That'll help that apple. I put a persimmon in where the hawthorn was. And then, look at all that space by my post. I'm going to do some grapes in there. Here's my thing. We've got a cover put on, which is nice. Extra watering. And from this side, looking over, you can see a lot more light down into that bed. So that'll be good. Anyway, out the back, instead of cutting down that columnar spruce, I just cut out some of the lower branches and made a little opening for the gate. Well, the deed is done. We've cut down and removed all of the Virginia creeper, and we cut down the hawthorn tree. So, wow, there's a lot of light into those spaces, and that's great. I've got one more tree, or 2 trees and a honeysuckle that I need to cut out on the other side, and then we'll be all set and prepare the ground. I got to dig out the roots and prepare the ground for persimmons and the other berry that I'm going to put in this tree. I'll think of it over on this side. So in terms of permaculture, I was watching a Jeff Lawton video, and he was going on about development of a property in stages. And the first stage is you do your structures like your swales, etc., and to control the water and put the water back into the ground. And then you start off with pioneer species, and that's even including trees that develop and start developing a good soil mix in the area. But then at some point they get removed or cut back, and your secondary, more climax type species, or productive species in this case, he's saying productive species, but they also have to be climax type species. They are protected in the shadows from wind, etc., to get established, but eventually they grow up and take over, and then you remove some of the other bigger trees that you'd put in earlier on. So that's exactly what we've done here. I've got a lush environment and lots of growth and lots of protection from wind. Good soils are being developed. I cut out a couple of things that weren't really ideal for what I wanted, and I'm going to put in some other species that will provide a lot more productivity and food, both for us and also the birds. I mean, they'll benefit as well. So that's the plan. It's pretty drastic when you've got kind of an environment like with that Virginia creeper that form these little intimate, romantic type rooms with vines dangling down and trees with the leaves blowing in the wind. It was very beautiful, and you could fall in love with that. But ultimately what I want to do is to recreate that same environment, but to do so with species that are more adapted to what I want long term, and things that essentially will be climax type species, at least in my lifetime. If they in a true sense of a native climax situation might get replaced by spruce or poplars, which is the climax forest here. That's sort of irrelevant because I've introduced other things that work within the parameters of those types of environments and situations. So that is done, and I've got some more work to do to dig out the roots, so I'll probably add that into my video before I put it all together and post it on my site. But yeah, big changes, and yeah, it's pretty drastic. You know, you nurture, you put these things in, you nurture them. These trees, they've grown up, they've done fabulously well, and then bang, cut them down. It's counterintuitive, but you know, it's a temporary situation, and like I said, they're going to be replaced with something even better than what was there. So that's it, and we march forward and continue on this journey in permaculture and sustainability and in productivity. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.